Hi friends, myself Subrata Mukherjee and you are watching my channel Dr. Subrata Mukherjee Distance Learning in Commerce. Today I am going to discuss another problem on self-balancing and sectional balancing system. This is lecture number 7 and you can find the other lectures on the chapter in the playlist section of the channel. From the following information, prepare data ledger adjustment account in the general ledger of Mr. A. On 1st January 2019, debtors ledger balance debit 12,400 and provision for doubtful debts rupees 1,000. Transactions during the year 2019. Sales including cash sales 4,000 and the total sales is rupees 23,000. Cash received from customers rupees 18,500. Bills receivable received rupees 3,000. Returns from customer rupees 380, bills endorsed rupees 480, bills dishonored rupees 300, checks dishonored rupees 100, bills receivable as endorsed dishonored rupees 120, bills receivable discounted rupees 500, bad debt written off rupees 50, interest charged to customer rupees 10, bad debt previously written off recovered rupees 60, transferred from bought ledger rupees 150, sundry charges debited to customers rupees 20. Here I have prepared the ledger data ledger adjustment account as would appear in the general ledger. So I have prepared the following columns. On debit side I have written date particulars and rupees, and on credit side I have written date particulars and rupees. Now let us start. Please see carefully how I am posting the transactions given in the question in this particular ledger. So first I have to write the opening debtor balance. So on 1st January 2019, we have a debtor balance of 12,400. So I have to write here as to balance brought down 12,400. Next is the provision for doubtful debt is given as rupees 1,000. So we have to ignore this transaction because it is not to be recorded in debtor ledger adjustment account. Next is given the total sales being 23,000 rupees and the cash sales rupees 4,000. So what is the amount of credit sales? So 23,000 minus 4,000 is 19,000. So cash sales is 4,000. So the credit sales is 19,000. So on 31st December 2019, I have to write on the debit side to general ledger adjustment account. And below this, I am writing the amount of credit sales. So you need to subtract 4,000 from 23,000 and the total amount of credit sales being 19,000. Next is cash receipt from customer rupees 18,500. So on the credit side I have to write on 31st December 2019 as by general ledger adjustment account. And the purpose is for cash collection. Amount 18,500. So what is the journal entry? General ledger adjustment account debit to debtor ledger adjustment account for cash collection. And here I have written as cash collection 18,500. Next is bill receivable received. So your journal entry is general ledger adjustment account debit to debtor ledger adjustment account, and the purpose is for bills receivable. Amount 3,000. Next is return from customer. Return from customer is sales return. So your journal entry is general ledger adjustment account debit to debtor ledger adjustment, and the purpose is to write the sales return rupees 380. Next is bills endorsed. So when bill is endorsed, it means it has been given to creditor, so not to be recorded in debtor ledger adjustment account. Next is bills dishonored. So regarding bills dishonor, your journal entry is debtor ledger adjustment account debit to general ledger adjustment account because it is increasing the balance of debtor. So here I am writing as bills receivable, and within bracket I am writing dishonored, rupees 300. Next transaction is regarding checks dishonored, rupees 100. So your journal entry is debtor ledger adjustment account debit to general ledger adjustment account, and the purpose is to write the checks dishonored, rupees 100. Next transaction is bills receivable as endorsed dishonored. So there was an endorsement of rupees 480, and out of that rupees 120 get dishonored. The journal entry is debtor ledger adjustment account debit to general ledger adjustment account as it is increasing the amount of debtor. And here I am writing bills basically creditor or endorsee. Here I have to write creditor or endorsee, and this is regarding bills receivable dishonored, rupees 120. Next is bills receivable discounted, rupees 500. So again this transaction will not be recorded in debtor ledger adjustment account. Next transaction is bad debt written off. So bad debt written off, this is going to reduce the amount of debtor balance. So I have to write it here as bad debt, rupees 50. Your journal entry is general ledger adjustment account debit to debtor ledger adjustment account. Next is interest charged to customer, rupees 10. So this is going to increase the amount of debtor. So I have to write here as interest, rupees 10. Then bad debt previously written off, now recovered, rupees 60. So again this transaction will not be reflected in debtor ledger adjustment account. And regarding bad debt recovery, your journal entry is cash account debit to profit and loss account. Next is transferred from bought ledger. So you have to write it here because this is going to set off the debtor and the creditor balance. And on the credit side I am writing as transfer, rupees 150. And the last transaction is regarding the sundry charges debited to customer. So this means this is again you're increasing the amount of debtor. So on the debit side you need to write sundry charges. So you can see that all the transactions given in the question I have recorded here. Please have a look at it. Now we are going to find out what is the closing balance of debtor as on last date of the year. So sum total of the debit side is 31,950. I am writing here on the credit side also 31,950, and the balancing figure represents the closing balance of debtor. So this is the balancing figure, and the amount is 9,870. So I expect that all the students have recorded the questions with solution and try to follow the way I have done it here. In spite of this, if you find any difficulty in understanding, feel free to communicate with me through email and the contact number given in the description box. Thank you. Thanks for watching the lecture.